Hey everyone, welcome to the best damn sports show on the internet. This is the first inaugural episode. I'm Arthur Flores, and in case you're wondering, what's going to be on the show, what's the plans for this show? We're going to be covering topics related to sports: NFL, NBA, UFC, NHL, soccer. Even hell, I don't even watch soccer to be honest, but if it's out there, if it's news, we're going to cover it. And what a day to start. What a day to start. So Deshaun Watson has been cleared of criminal charges. Deshaun Watson, Houston Texans quarterback, great quarterback. He can definitely play. Just a few seasons ago, he was, being compared to Patrick Mahomes as the next big bright star of a quarterback. And then he got into some legal trouble with some masseuses who claimed that he sexually assaulted them and that he pressured them into sexual situations, so on and so on. Anyway, we're not here to get into that. We're not here to get into that at all. But he has been cleared of criminal charges. This just happened. So I figured, why not? If I'm going to start a sports show, let's just jump right into this. What does this mean for Deshaun Watson? I'm not sure. It means that he will probably see a football field again. As long as these charges were going on, he was not going to play a down of football in the NFL, or really anywhere. Maybe the Canadian League. Who knows? But now that this has been cleared, what does that mean for Deshaun Watson? It means the Texans can finally move him and actually get something of value for him. Now, they were always going to get something of value, I feel, from teams like Miami, teams like that who are desperate for a quarterback. But this really opens up several avenues, I feel, for the Texans at least, to offload Deshaun Watson, which they're going to have to do because he does not want to play for the Houston Texans. So, as we've seen, like with Russell Wilson, even to a degree, Aaron Rodgers trying to force himself out of the Packers front office situation, which obviously they worked through. I feel like this opens up a lot of avenues for the Texans to make a move. I would watch out for a couple of teams now that this is kind of opened up. My main team that I would watch for is not the Texans, but the New Orleans Saints. I know they are, how do I put this politically correct, screwed salary cap wise. But what is the salary cap? What is even the salary cap, right? They're paying Taysom Hill like $40 million, and they're kicking that can down the road. Is he really making $40 million? No, not really. So I think some salary cap gymnastics. Maybe they move a few contracts that they can get Deshaun Watson. I think that would be a great move for New Orleans. Another team I would watch is the Minnesota Vikings. I know what you're saying. How? They're trying to rebuild. I don't think they're trying to rebuild that. First off, I think they have enough of a team around them to compete. You put Deshaun Watson with Justin Jefferson, I think you have a playoff team. I think you can compete with the Green Bay Packers. That may be a hot take, but the Vikings get Deshaun Watson on their team somehow, some way. I think that they can be a legitimate contender. I think anyone with Deshaun Watson on their team becomes automatically a legitimate playoff contender. But enough with Deshaun Watson. We'll talk more about him later down the road, especially when it comes to fantasy season, which is something we're going to be covering. We're going to be doing top 5, top positions to draft, draft orders, mock drafts, all of that once fantasy football season comes back around. So make sure you subscribe and like for that, because that content's going to be great. Let me tell you guys, I have some great stuff in store for fantasy football season, and you're going to want to listen, okay? But on to the next subject. Kahlil Mack is finally being let go by the Bears. Well, not let go. You don't just let go of a guy like Kahlil Mack, right? Raiders. No, they're planning on trading Kahlil Mack out of Chicago. That's at least what's been going around the league. A lot of buzz around the Bears letting go of Kahlil Mack for a multitude of picks, sending him to the Los Angeles Chargers. This is something I like. I like the move. Kahlil Mack, has he lost a step? Yes, he's lost a step. He's become more injury prone. Let me mute my phone. This is live, one take, by the way. So, he's lost a step. He's not the same Kahlil Mack. That's okay. He's getting older. It's what happens. You slow down, you lose a step. That's fine. But just like you saw with Von Miller on the Los Angeles Rams, he can still be a factor. You put Kahlil Mack on the line with Joey Bosa, and you have a 1-2 punch there. You can't double both of them. So obviously you're going to loosen it up for Joey Bosa. You're going to make it easier on Kahlil Mack. They're going to have to pick their poison. Who do they want to focus on? Kahlil Mack, Joey Bosa? That's a lose-lose situation there. Any way you slice it, that's a problem for the NFL and that division, especially poor Patrick Mahomes. And I think that's what they're thinking about here. They saw what the Rams did to Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl. Having a defensive front that's formidable is a huge key to winning football games and winning in the postseason. You control the line of scrimmage and you control your destiny for the most part. Patrick Mahomes, as great as he is, he's a great quarterback, great arm talent, all that cliche bullshit. But he instantly becomes way less consistent if he's running for his life and throwing balls into the dirt. And we saw that with the Bengals, even though Joe Burrow still put on a hell of a show. Once that second half came around and Aaron Donald, Von Miller, I'm a Rams fan and I forgot the other guy. I'm so sorry. Once they started to get cooking and get going, we saw the impact that a defensive front can have on a football game. And I think that's what the Chargers are trying to achieve, knowing their division, knowing they have to go up against Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr, Russell Wilson now. If they can get pressure on the quarterback, they can win more football games. And I like this move for the Chargers. On the flip side, I like this move for Chicago, depending on, I don't know exactly the draft picks. I haven't looked that much into it, but I assume it's going to be a pretty good mixture of picks, some early picks. They're not going to be 6th-rounders or anything like that. And I think they can really develop this team and give, I guess they're going to go with Fields at quarterback. We haven't seen too much. We've seen bits and flashes, flashes in the pan of how he could be a successful quarterback. It's hard to be a great quarterback with no weapons, no line, no coach. So with these picks, maybe they can start building a team around Justin Fields in Chicago. We'll have to see. Last thing, I would like to touch on about the Bears. They really need to just solidify their coaching. I'm not a Bears fan, Los Angeles Rams fan. I know, what a time to be a Rams fan, right? Are you really a Rams fan? Yeah, I've been a Rams fan since Mark Bulger, okay? We had Sean Mannion at one point, Sam Bradford, Austin Davis. There were some dark times. Jeff Fisher, oof. And, of course, the greatest show on turf, which is when I really started getting into football. If there's no consistency in your organization, Jacksonville, Chicago, the Lions, Jets, those teams, every season you see them coaching carousel, quarterback carousel. And look, and on the flip side, look at the Steelers. Yeah, they're not the best team right now. They're kind of coming out of a quarterback situation. Ben Roethlisberger's been there for years. He's finally, called it quits, which is good because it was painful watching him throw the football. But you can see how that consistency has helped them be a constant, playoff threat. They're always in the running, it seemed. And that's what consistency can do for you. And I think Chicago needs to take the hint and, maybe give Justin Fields a chance, give their new head coach a chance, and let's see where it goes from there. I believe Nagy's out, right? It has to be out, right? I don't keep up that much with Chicago. I thought they got rid of Nagy. I'm going to have to check my sources on that one, but I'm almost 85% sure. I mean, I'm sure Bears fans are even with me. Like, did we get rid of Nagy? Seems like a nightmare, right? In other news, NBA news, let's talk about the NBA for a second. Russell Westbrook, one thing you're going to learn listening to this show, and you can listen, you don't have to watch me talk into a microphone for, 20 minutes or so, is Russell Westbrook. I'm a big Lakers fan. Okay, I've been a huge Lakers fan since the Smush Parker days. Kwame Brown, Shaq, Kobe, Shaq, Powell, Shaq, Kwame. The big three. My dad's been a huge Los Angeles Lakers fan. I'm having trouble with the current Lakers. And I've been having trouble since the offseason. Okay. I have made it known that I wanted Buddy Hield. I did not want Russell Westbrook. I thought Buddy Hield fit better. I thought Buddy Hield is the better player, believe it or not. I mean, I was not in love. Everyone has these rose-tinted glasses, watching Russell Westbrook get triple doubles at the detriment of his team winning. And I think that's a very real thing. Buddy Hield was the right move. LeBron James said, no, go get Russell Westbrook. I'm going to win with him, and y'all will watch me make him an NBA champion. It's an ego thing. And, now LeBron's stuck with it. My thing is, it's Russell Westbrook is getting in his own head. And I think it's very obvious to everyone who watches a Laker game or watches Russell Westbrook. He's in his own head. The fans are in his head. And I know there's a lot of drama and stuff going around with people calling him Russell Westbrook because, he bricks every shot he seems to throw up. And normally I would say, well, Russell Westbrook, if you want to not be called Russell Westbrook, make a shot. Don't blow open layups. I mean, I'm not a basketball player. I've never pretended to be. I'm ass, to put it lightly. Not very good at all. But I can probably count on my one hand, how many open layups I've blown. It's basics. It's the fundamentals of basketball. You're laying it up uncontested. There's no reason you should miss an open layup. Never. And I could probably make a montage of open layups missed by Russell Westbrook. It's not even the threes, okay? I know he's shooting like 20, 30%, 29% from three-point land, which is just abysmal. I mean, me at 24-hour fitness, I could probably hit, a better percentage than Russell Westbrook. So I understand the fans calling him Russell Westbrook, and my answer to that would be, well, make more shots, Russell. If you make more shots, they won't call you Russell Westbrook. It's that simple. But my one caveat would be, leave you guys' family out of it. His wife has come to his aid about, fans in Los Angeles calling her, Miss Westbrook, talking shit to her and the family. And that's where I kind of draw the line. I do draw the line there. I mean, call Russell Westbrook whatever you want, when you're in the stands, you've paid that money. I mean, not whatever you want, you'll get kicked out. But if you've paid that money, you have the right to call him Russell Westbrook if he's performing like that. But don't go to his family and be like, oh, Russell Westbrook, Miss Westbrook, and start talking shit to his family. That's just not right. Now, lots being made of LeBron James, and just a couple of nights ago, he put up 56 points, and, everyone was celebrating. They were dumping Gatorade on his head, all that. It's like they won an NBA championship. And at that point, it made me reflect on things. First off, it made me think of Kobe and the tough times he went through when he had Jordan Hill on his team, Nick Young, Jeremy Lin, Carlos Boozer, Wayne Ellington, Xavier Henry. List goes on. It wasn't a good team. It wasn't built competitively, and they lost a lot. And I just remember Kobe went on Jimmy Fallon one night, and Jeremy Lin hit like a game winner, and they were all dumping water on him and celebrating like they just won an NBA championship. And it really made me flash back to this LeBron James moment, putting up 56 on like a 7-game skid. What are you celebrating? You're barely going to be playing into the playoffs. Barely. You're on a losing streak. You put up 56 points against the Warriors. You could break both my kneecaps and put me in a wheelchair, and I'll put up fucking 30 against the Warriors. Their defense is terrible. They didn't have Draymond Green. Okay, you could run through them like water in sandbags. Floodwaters versus sandbags. That's the Golden State defense right there. It's nothing to be pouring water on people's heads saying, oh, wow, you're the greatest fucking of all time. My God, LeBron, show me your ways. No, LeBron, you're barely in the playoff race. Okay, I know Anthony Davis is built of fiberglass, but fucking Christ, one time, put the team on your back and keep them on your back. You got to win more than one game against the Warriors. And I can never picture Kobe, I mean, sure, on his last season, his last run, where he dropped 60 on the Jazz, I mean, that was like, everyone was celebrating. He was celebrating. But that was a different Kobe, okay? That was a Laker team that was well out of the playoffs. They didn't have a chance to make the playoffs. They were never going to be in the playoffs. So that's about the closest they were going to be. Get out of the way, give Kobe the ball, let him score the basketball. So it was completely different. The Lakers have a chance to be a play-in team. And, they really need to sharpen up mentally. I think that's where it's at. Mentally, they're getting in their own way. And it's sad to see because I think this team has a lot of flaws, but I still think that they can make a playoff run. I don't think they'll win the NBA championship. I don't think they'll get to the conference championship. But they're a playoff team, and they're not playing like it. And as a Los Angeles fan, it's sad to see. Hopefully they, sharpen up and tighten up as, we get closer to the finish line of the season. But I don't expect too deep of a run. But I guess we'll see. That's it for this episode of the Best Damn Sports Show on the internet. Once again, I'm Arthur. Leave a like, subscribe. Please subscribe. It's a new channel. Let's get it up off the ground. Weekly videos, probably like tri-weekly, with news, content. We'll talk about a variety of subjects. It's not just going to be all LA-based stuff. Lions, Bears, Tigers, oh my. We'll talk about everything. Doesn't matter the team. Leave a comment if you have questions or if you want to raise an issue or, talk about something in the next podcast here. Just let me know. Yeah, that's it. Y'all have a good day. Peace.